Welcome back, everyone. This is the second part of the series. If you haven't watched the first part, please follow the link in the description. Now let's begin. After a dashing introduction, the scene shifts to our protagonist who explains how games had gone to ruin. Often it's because they weren't fun, or the balance between the characters was broken, or it was a game where the operation wasn't smooth. But there were other reasons too, such as if the game was absurdly hard to clear. The virtual reality game, Tower of Trials, was precisely that. A year after its release, Korean gaming veterans, whose hobby was to make the lives of the game's creators a mess, clashed to reach the game's end. They had given up eating and sleeping for 365 days. However, 3 years passed, and the players began to realize. They realized that the game could not be cleared, and that it was no exaggeration. A simple example? The gate guardian protecting the 10th floor was invincible. It meant that even if 100 people all fired off their best skills and used their best weapons, it would be futile. No, logically speaking, shouldn't at least one thing work? In addition, there was the 7th floor with Arctic weather with average temperatures of -60 degrees Celsius, and your character froze within an hour. The 8th floor labyrinth in which the whole path was more than 10,000 kilometers. The game design wasn't fun. It was torture. Or perhaps it was a masterpiece made to mess with the people. Because of that, the game's popularity cratered. In other words, it was almost buried. Still, there were a handful of players who challenged this damned hell of a game. And among them, a young Korean man, Kang Jin-hyuk, was included. You have conquered the 50th floor. Congratulations, you have cleared the Tower of Trials for the first time ever. Is this for real? The 50th floor of the Tower of Trials. Jin-hyuk sighed as he felt emotions fill him. It was fun. Unlike the other players, he never stopped attacking the tower. After you repeat a level enough times to memorize everything, that sense of accomplishment. But to actually manage to clear the last floor. He was 17 when he first encountered virtual reality games. He was 27 now. Wow, almost 11 years passed by at the speed of light. Haha. Should I stop streaming? Said our guy. Although he was a broadcast jockey with a decent number of viewers, a BJ was still only a BJ. Stop, don't get the wrong ideas. BJ is just the short form for broadcast jockey, you dirty-minded fools. But Jin-hyuk shook his head. Seriously. No one would care if he turned off the broadcast now. Even the fixed viewers he had in the past began to go offline as he kept streaming the same thing for 3 months. Even now, if he tried to attract attention using the title of Boss Attack or 50th Floor, nobody would come and watch because it was from the Tower of Trials. Tring, thank you very much for playing the game so far. The reboot update will be done in 12 hours, so please play it. An administrator-only message. He thought they had given up on the game since no one had bothered to communicate or manage it for 11 years. Did they find some oil fields in the desert to have that much money? He didn't understand the logic. There was no profit in doing this now. Don't bother thinking about it. They must be up to something. Because he had no intention of playing the game anymore, even if there was a reboot or whatnot. Besides, Jin-hyuk was thinking of making today the last day as broadcast jockey. Even if he didn't have a family to support, he was almost 27. He can't continue just living on $500 a month. I've got to tell the director I will take a break from exercising. He once had been told to aim to become a pro martial artist, but now money was more important than those kind of dreams. As he turned on the broadcast, his 20 fixed viewers joined in. Chicken, pizza, cream prawns, and 2 bottles of beer were prepared on the desk. Been on to die for 25 years now. Look at you. Best mukbang. As expected, Bro's mukbang is the best. The chat was lively and engaging. Still, thanks to the small group of viewers, the broadcast continued. Dawn approached as they laughed, talked, drank alcohol, and ate snacks together. I'll have to tell them about this ending through a notice or a post tomorrow. Right now, he couldn't spill it out. Right, he'll say it tomorrow, but even Jin-hyuk himself didn't know. When he opened his eyes tomorrow, the world he knew would have changed forever. Next morning, the hangover that came up strongly was accompanied by a throbbing headache. Ugh! Jin-hyuk held his temples as he got up from his bed. With a burning thirst in his throat, he ended up drinking 1 liter of ice water he had stored in the refrigerator. As the cold water washed down his throat, he felt his mind become more aware. Ha! I might live now. The ramen was quite spicy, but he had to do something else now. Click. Jin Hyuk turned on his computer and tried to find the right music to accompany him while he worked on his ViewTube video. But a ViewTuber that he frequently watched was broadcasting something live. The Tower of Trials becomes a reality. The aggressive title was common in this industry to get viewers, but to have over 300,000 viewers watching live. Something big seemed to have happened. Jin Hyuk moved his mouse. Pound! Pound! His heart was beating quickly inside his chest despite there being no reason to. The moment he clicked the video, everything changed. Click! As he tuned into the live stream, the audio began to fill his ears. Wow, bro, do you see that? Everyone is watching this, right? On his computer screen, the ViewTuber was exclaiming loudly. A large tower was visible on the screen. It really was something ridiculous. It was a tower in the middle of Seoul, the sight of which was all too familiar. Just then, the ViewTuber raised his hand, and the screen in the video began to turn red. It wasn't a sunset. Why would the sun start setting at 10 a.m.? No. Jin Hyuk gulped. He knew what this was. It was an omen that appeared when he first played Tower of Trials. The first update of the reboot version of Tower of Trials has been completed. The boundaries between reality and the virtual world were blurring. The reality was being shown on the screen in front of him. Then, at that exact moment, a blue status window flickered into existence in front of his eyes. It started. All players, conquer the next level of the tower within 90 days. The world that humanity once knew was falling apart. If you fail, humanity will perish. Just like that, the game had become the world's new reality. With this, the first chapter ends here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to watch what happens next in the series. See you guys soon.